Hey everybody, I'm EPH and welcome back to Timberborn. For those of you who stuck around for the last few weeks while I've been sick, thank you very much. For anybody joining for the first time, I'm EPH and welcome. So today we have some plans to kind of re-renovate our town center, getting ready for golems. We also need to get the Numbercruncher going and abandon the idea of doing a tiered waterfall system over here. I have done some testing and the water in this area is so funky, I'm not sure how to do it. So I might rework it a little bit and then I might revisit it in a later episode. For right now, I'm just going to abandon it. For over here, I did do a little bit of a gouging out of a section right here in order to add a water dump. Same over here so that I could get rid of this because I don't think it looks very good. Let's go ahead and detonate that while we're talking about it. And let's detonate these couple of things right in here. Now this area right here looks ugly. And to go with that, I do want to get rid of these houses and I want to start placing some storage, and then I want to place houses on top of it. But I want to move up in the world a little bit, and I want to go ahead and go with the large house. So let's go ahead and unlock that and do that like that. And I'm going to mark these as a none and none, so I don't get this filled with random garbage. Now in here, I'm thinking that we put some grilled potatoes down here. Now grilled potatoes is kind of why I did this right here. As you can see, this area is not very fertile right now, so we might as well get rid of this. So let's go ahead and grab another storage over here. We'll go with a small warehouse right there. And what we'll do is we'll throw carrots up here so that we can move this one in the future. So let's go ahead and empty this one out. Now with this, we are going to need a farm on top. So let's go ahead and grab that farmhouse like that. And we're going to need a staircase up. Now with this, I do want to move the potatoes over here. So let's go ahead and grab those and let's go ahead and make this happen in here. Just like that, a big chunk of this area becomes fertile again. That's what we like. That's what we're talking about. Once these houses are moved, I want to put a builder's hut right there. And I think I'm going to go ahead and prioritize that just to get things kind of happening, because you can see construction is kind of lackluster at the moment. And so we'll throw a warehouse right here, and then for on top of there, let's get that builder's hut up and going. Now we do have 3 beavers who aren't doing anything at the moment, which is good, but it means that we're going to have to look at more beavers. Let's get some walkway paths moving up here. When we get to the Numbercruncher, these guys are going to go away. And if we have enough science for it, which it looks like we do, we might as well unlock it, get rid of those so that this is kind of all set. We're going to give that a little bit of a time to kind of do its thing. I do want to add a couple more breeding pods over here just to get them up and going so we can expand our population. It looks like 44 is about the max we can get currently. So something like that should do. And maybe what I do is this area will be big enough for a storage of some sort. Maybe as I move these down, maybe I put the ladder kind of back behind it. But temporarily, I'm just going to go ahead and throw a ladder up just to have a walkway up there. So for right now, I'm just going to throw it like that. And then I'm just going to put some paths in, and then I'm going to be moving that in the future just to make it look a little bit better. Now with this, on this side over here, there's going to be 2 towers that are going to be here. I'm going to go ahead and throw something that looks about like that in order to get some decorations in here, because even though we're not going to be able to get to the roof anytime soon, and for the roof we'll do something that looks about like this on both of the towers. I just put that in the wrong spot. Let's delete and delete this out. I got a little bit ahead of myself. I want another storage here because I want this to be 2 blocks in total. So this is going to be large houses right here, and then this is going to be large houses. So let's get the walkway this way, and then we're going to be doing something like this. Let's get this walkway here before I forget about it, and then up on top we're going to do something like, I don't know, maybe we'll do 1 flower in the middle, and then we'll do some small ones on the outside, and then as we kind of come around, maybe we'll alternate them out a little bit. I do want to have some houses on top of here, and then I want to move this over in the future. Let's go ahead and make sure that this warehouse is marked to none and none, and then what we'll do is whatever's up here, we're going to go ahead and move down to probably this first one. So I think this was metal block, so we'll go ahead and mark this to be prioritized empty, and we might as well pause the metal production while we do that. As soon as this one builds, we'll go ahead and knock knock down this section right here. Got a stranded beaver, and I had to click on him, and I was like, wait, where is this guy stranded? So let's go ahead and click on it again, and we can see that he's stranded right here. So let's move down the layer system and see what the heck's going on here. And he is underneath the building. So somehow they built the building on top of him. So now I've got two choices here. I can delete this building out that just finished building, or I can let that beaver kind of perish. This is bad game design. So normally I don't critique like this, but having to delete out a building so something can be unstuck from underneath a building, that is shameful. Let's get this one rebuilt. Now I'm down all that would have been used to build that building or this next one over here. Oh, that is a shame. That is an absolute shame. I built very carefully to avoid that, so that irritates the ever-living heck out of me. The drought just started. It's 21 days, so not terrible. We should be able to kind of work with that. This house is still not built. It takes 35 logs. We're 2 away. This area back here is getting cleared out, and I want to start moving the water back to that side back there. So I'm going to go ahead and match up the edge of where this warehouse over here is with where I want the warehouse back here. Thinking it's right there. We should be able to place 2 of them, not 3, but 2. And we're just going to clear these completely out. And then on top of these, we're going to go ahead and place water storage up there. And this should get us the ability to move these in order to get grills moved on that side over there. So we'll throw those like that. And then we're just going to have to connect up the roads in order to kind of make that work. And then we're just going to have to connect these. I do want to place some decoration on top, and I'm thinking that this would be a prime spot to start getting some beaver statues. So let's go ahead and unlock these boys. And what I was noticing is they take metal blocks instead of planks, and not enough science. Oh no. So we can't do that until we start getting our science back under control. So with that, let's get the engine primed over here. And then on the other side, let's get the Numbercruncher right there. And then I want to walk way up to the top of this mountain in order to start knocking it down. I think that we need a double tile system like that. And then we're going to need some singles like this in order to make our way up. So we're just going to place a walkway, something like this. And then up here, we're going to clear out these trees, and then we're going to start knocking this down. Some of this I'll show on camera, some of it I will not. But the plan for over here is to make an industrial district kind of in the future. So we're just going to do something that looks like that. We have got potatoes up and going. Our food's finally under control. Food is something that it's rough. If you get in the negative for food, you're almost better off re-rolling your map. But I'm already like, I don't know, 7-8 hours into playing this playthrough. So I don't want to just re-roll just because I had a food crisis, and it's finally starting to pull its way out. But it's rough. I had enough food to feed everybody, and everybody was still hungry. So, well, food's the next thing that we're going to take care of. First, we're going to move this grill, and then we're going to add another grill. So let's get a small warehouse right there and right there. We're going to do the same as always, where we just clear these out, and then on top of it, we're going to get 2 grills. One for the carrots, or not the carrots, one for the potatoes and one for the... Ooh, grilled carrots sound tasty. I don't eat a whole lot of vegetables for reasons, but grilled carrots and grilled asparagus sounds really good right now. And it's kind of in that season where carrots are kind of in season, but asparagus is out of season. But yeah, grilled potatoes for one of these, and then grilled chestnuts for the other. And this will get us the chestnut kind of food happiness. And then this area, it looks like the trees are ready to start harvesting. So let's go ahead and get a gather over here. We have another food source. Now, food itself has stabilized. We've got 150 in stock. So at least that's taking care of itself down here. Let's do grilled chestnuts in this one. So let's get rid of these little bits and bops, and let's go ahead and grab another section of small warehouse there. That way we can enclose this, and we can start on our second tower, which will make me happy. I'd really like to start moving up in the world here. So now that that's all connected, let's get all of the rest of our houses in place. And to be honest, this is enough for 96 beavers. So probably 96 beavers is all we're going to be going after for this entire playthrough. And that means that this is ultimately the end height of the housing. This area back here is all set. I'm going to wait for all the beavers to clear the area. Boom, just like that, we knocked down that. This next little bit is probably going to be a little bit trickier because they're not going to be able to get to the inner part. So there's probably going to be a two-part stage thing where I knock down the kind of the roadside, and then once that's knocked down, then I knock down the rest. I'm going to have to store up a lot of dynamite to knock down this to the main height. And back on the backside, I think they're starting to work on this, but yeah, it's nowhere near done. For this right here, I would like to get a medical in there. So with well-being, let's go ahead and unlock the healer. I thought for a second it wasn't going to be in there. And with this, we're going to need dandelions. So we're going to have to find a spot to start growing them. This is ready. Let's go ahead and knock down that. And let's go ahead and plant up the rest of our sunflowers. So something that looks like that. And then in the backside back there, we could do dandelions. I don't want to do them over there. This area is pretty well set. Maybe what I could do, because I don't think we're going to need a whole lot of dandelions, is maybe throw them right here for now. So I guess we go ahead and throw that forester back up in there. And then in this area, we're just going to go ahead and plant the dandelions. Now, what I'm not sure of is if they continue to grow or not. Looks like the potatoes are about maintained. It looks like the carrots are about maintained. It looks like the sunflowers are kind of on the edge. So I'm thinking we have the right size of the farm, as I think that will kind of really go together. And maybe we'll place another farm back here in the future once we bring down this. And that brings us to up here. Now, initially, I was going to go up from over here, and then I was thinking about it, and then I was thinking initially we planned on doing something over here. Maybe we start doing that now. So this is 4 high, so we're gonna have to do a walkway up and not right there. That would be horrible. So we'll do something that looks like this right here in order to get to the top, and then we'll just place our staircase up, and this should get us nice and close to our town hall. Now, the ultimate goal for the next episode is to get golems so we can start raising this section up to the same height. That way we can kind of transition into the next stage, which will be unlocking metal platforms. But I need to get to the underground ruin before then, and that might mean that I need a city block over here. So I'm still kind of working out that idea of exactly how we're going to go about this. But I mean, if we take a look at, I believe it's metal, and we take a look at this, it doesn't tell me how many beavers go in there. It takes 4,000 science. 4,000 science and we can get there. It does take dynamite, which means once we're done with the dynamite that's needed to kind of clear what we want to clear, it can go to the efficient mine, which is nice. It's kind of a sink. So I like games which have sinks where you don't need to get rid of things. I think that's a good thing to add to a game. Everything's kind of coming together, so I'm pretty happy with that. This area is going to take a little bit of love, so I'm going to go ahead and let time play out a little bit to make sure this gets all built. And it looks like I'm missing a road in here, so let's get a road tucked underneath here, and that should connect up all of these warehouses. Yeah, I'll let time play out a little bit and I'll bring you guys right back. Excellent. They just dropped the last of this dynamite in here. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the walkway in order to detonate this, and the first chunk goes down. So with this, I'm going to go ahead and add in another layer of dynamite. Now, with all the extra builders that we've added, this area is finally cleared out, and we're finally running into issues with wood not having enough of it. So this area is probably going to become wood in the future, which makes me pretty happy that we're making some progress here. Now, this area is looking good. They're building the last of these houses. They are starting to drop some dynamite back there. I think that as all this stuff finishes building, because I still have to get this forester up and going, I still have to get this, I still need the walkway. I'd like to at least knock down one more layer between now and next episode. I think this is a good spot to call this episode. Probably a little bit shorter for those of you that are not members of the Discord. Check out the description down below. There's a link. For those of you who aren't a member of the Discord, I've been fighting with pneumonia for about 3-4 weeks now, and I'm finally starting to get my voice back. It's still a little bit rough, and that might kind of play into my schedule for the next week. And then for this map, I personally, it's so compacted that it's kind of cramping my play style. So even though I'm going to play it, I'm probably going to play it like once a week from now on. So you're probably going to get this maybe once every, today is Tuesday. It's probably going to be Wednesday by the time this goes live, because this is probably going to be about 4 hours of editing, maybe 5. Wednesdays, I'll probably drop new videos for this, and then we'll kind of make some progression. But I think we made some pretty good progress today and getting to golems in the next episode. Speaking of golems, we might as well take a look at that while we're at it. We have enough for the parts assembly. We have enough for the assembler. And before we do do that, let's get my brain just stopped working, the statue unlocked, because we talked about putting the statues over here, and we might as well get that before I do anything else. So we'll throw a statue there, a statue there. Those do take metal blocks, and taking a quick look, looks like I have 64. So we are going to be able to place those down hopefully relatively soon. And it looks like water's finally becoming an issue, but we are progressing forward, and just like that, we're at 19 well-being. Maybe we pause one of the breeding pods, and what I'll do is I'll pause one of these ones because this area is going to get all re-renovated in the future. And I would like to, I guess one last thing that I'd like to do before I kind of call this episode is this hauling post. I'd like to move it, and I'd like to move it kind of up on top like everything else. So let's get a storage warehouse right there. Let's go ahead and close that out, and then we'll go ahead and throw, I always want it to be under paths and structures for some reason, and I guess that's just the way my brain works. And we're up to 20, so let's throw that right there, and that should kind of be the last of this episode. That's going to be quite a bit of building to kind of progress forward, and just like that, we're about to start our next drought. So thank you very much, guys. If you like the video, consider hitting that sub button. If you have not already subscribed, consider leaving a comment. Those comments actually help push the algorithm to help push this to other people. It would help grow the channel a lot, mean quite a bit to me. And we will see you in the next episode where we hit golems. Thank you guys. See you in the next one.